celebrate good times. Come on. If you think that you're fixing to have a party with the narcissist, you can think again. If you think that there's going to be a party around here, you're sadly mistaken. If you think there's a party over here and a party over there, there's a party nowhere where the narcissist is. If the narcissist is sitting at your party table, you can expect all of your balloons to be popped and your bubble to be burst. The party will never begin because the narcissist loves to live in misery. They love to soak up all the attention. So if that party is for someone else, that narcissist is not going to be happy about that. They're not going to want to sit through that. That is complete suffering for them because they like for all of the attention, every single bit of the attention to be on them. They can't stand to share the spotlight with anybody, not even their own family members, not even their own children. If you know what it's like to have a narcissist be a complete party pooper, I invite you to hit the like button on this video and subscribe to my channel. Let's talk about that subject today. Let's talk about how the narcissist loves to ruin your special occasions, your celebrations, and your trips that you take. Narcissists are thieves of joy. They like to take the fun out of things. They like to take the joy out of things. That is because they want to steal that attention back for themselves. They don't want you to focus on having a good time, enjoying other people, celebrating someone else. They want all of that attention on them. So if they do something outlandish or something mean, something terrible, then that means that they get to steal that spotlight, and they will do it at the expense of people that they supposedly love. And it's truly sad, it's truly sickening, and it's quite despicable. The narcissist can be a real piece of work, even when it comes to ruining a birthday party for a child. That is the most heinous thing that you can do. But narcissists will definitely do that. First of all, they're going to be extremely selfish. They are going to even show up to the party late. They do this on purpose. They can't stand to have anyone else get more attention than them. They will walk up into the party late. They will have this nonchalant look on their face. Pay attention to the narcissist's facial expressions and their body language when they are at parties. They don't have openness. Okay, they're very closed off. They definitely don't want to be there, even if it's for their own child. My narcissistic ex-husband wouldn't even participate as far as paying for any of the expenses when it came to the party for the child. So not only am I paying for, like meals for immediate family, but I'm also paying for meals of extended family, and all of that is on one person. All of the decorating for the party, all of the planning, all of the, paying for everything, the food, the decorations, the gifts even. The narcissist did not even buy gifts for his own child for the birthday. They will just take a hands-off approach in general. I've never seen anything like it, and I think it's just truly, truly sad and truly selfish. There will be times when I will be sweating in the kitchen, sweating to the oldies, running around like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to get everything planned just so to have this party for our child. And it came down to the point where I have to literally almost beg the narcissist to go pick up the food at least. Or when I did ask him, there was some attitude given about it. Just really sickening and really disheartening. There was one time at our child's birthday party where one family member had eaten a spicy wing, and I guess the spice had got kind of like caught in their throat. It was kind of tickling their throat and making them cough. It was a pretty disturbing cough and a pretty persistent cough. And it raised concerns. It's almost like wondering if they were choking. And everyone is concerned, about the family member, trying to get them water and things like that, trying to help out. And I happened to glance at the narcissist and notice his facial expression. He is over there smirking and smiling to himself. I can't understand how any of this could be something to smile about. He's not trying to assist in any way. He's not coming to the person's aid. He's not asking, "Are you okay?" None of that. He is over there still eating and smirking to himself and acting as if nothing is happening. He's in his own little world, his own bubble. Quite frightening, actually. When the child is opening the birthday gifts, the narcissist couldn't be any less interested. They are totally somewhere else, totally disconnected from what's going on. That body language screams, "I don't want to be here. This is uncomfortable for me. I'd rather not be here. I don't like it here." All the things like that. And, children can pick up on that type of energy too. It's very disheartening. And this type of behavior isn't just, with children and with family. I can remember very vividly on our wedding day, we just got married. We're on our way to the honeymoon destination. And my husband, my brand new husband, my brand new narcissistic husband, hauls off and brings up another woman. And we just passed minutes after our wedding ceremony. You talk about ruining a special day. I would think on my wedding day, I would be the only woman on his mind. Not so with the narcissist. He went so far as to compare me to a woman in his past, and I was sick to my stomach. How could you? How dare you? What is wrong with you? The narcissist doesn't care anything about your feelings. They could care less. All they care about is them. All they care about is me, I. That's it. They don't have any concerns for anyone else outside of themselves. All they can think about is themselves. All they can talk about is themselves. All they can do anything for is themselves. And that is not the type of person that is easy to be in any type of relationship, whether it's family, whether it's a romantic relationship, whether it's a friendship. It's very difficult to be in relationship with someone that's selfish. There is no give and take. There is no reciprocity. There is no taking of turns. None of that. They are all consuming. It's just really exhausting to deal with someone like that, with a personality type like that. It is very draining. You know, it takes a lot of your energy. You don't have much left to give to anyone else because they take so much of it. You don't really have very much energy to give to yourself, even. When it comes to Christmas, the narcissist would be purposely the last person to waking up late on purpose and dragging around, knowing that the child is in there waiting to open gifts, and he is dragging around, dragging his feet, coming in there, not so enthusiastic, and also knowing that he has not purchased anything for the child whatsoever. I feel like the least that you can do is help the child open his gifts, help the child, put his toys together, and etc. And he would do that, but he would do it unenthusiastically. You would be so much on the back burner with the narcissist that if they happen to give you a gift for Christmas or something like that, then it would be a very, very last minute gift. It would be, them going out at midnight the night before and getting you something very quickly just to say, okay, here's something. You just don't really matter very much. Another occasion that narcissists love to ruin is when you take trips or you go on vacations. The narcissist will have this very negative attitude and approach about every single thing. They complain a lot, especially if you're doing a road trip with them. They will be complaining about every single little thing. They will be taking forever to get dressed and leave. That's because they really don't want to go. And they purposely start arguments with you for whatever reason because they want that attention to be back on them. And they actually don't want you to have a good time. They want you to sit in misery because they're sitting in misery. It's just a very sad thing to endure. It's a very hard thing to go through occasion after occasion, year after year, holiday after holiday. When you take trips with the narcissist, they will argue with you about the simplest of things, to include where you stop to eat, where you stop to get gas. And whenever you stop to eat, they will be doing lots of complaining about the food itself, or the service or something like that. It's always some type of complaint. I think what makes it worse is the fact that they don't contribute to the plans for the trip. They don't give you any input. They don't contribute anything financially for the trip. And for somebody to do all of that beforehand and then get on the trip and then do all of this complaining and all of this negative speech and all of this arguing and stuff like that, it just really puts a damper on everything for you. Not only do you have someone who is not appreciative of all of the effort and the hard work that you put in, all of the sacrificing you've done, all of the, monetary contributions you've made to the trip, then they add insult to injury with having a terrible attitude throughout the whole thing. It really just makes you feel like a big pile of crap. Another thing the narcissist would say, as far as like trips and vacations, I'm doing this for you. I'm going on this trip for you. And that's disheartening too, because you don't, well, I don't want to hear my person say that to me. I want them to say, I want to go on this trip with you. I want to spend time with you. I like being around you. I value you. I want to spend quality time with you. That's what I would like to hear. Not that, oh, I'm just doing this out of obligation or I'm doing this because you asked. That was hurtful to hear that kind of language coming from my spouse. You know, I got married so that I could be able to enjoy quality time with the person that I made a commitment to. I didn't get married to have that person that's supposed to be committed to me say, oh, well, I'm just doing this because you asked, or I don't really want to be here, but here I am. That's the attitude that I got. And so just makes for the occasion itself to be very dull when it's like that. It's hard to enjoy yourself when you know that you're kind of just dragging the person along and they really don't want to be there. That is really hard to deal with. Do you know what today is? It's our anniversary. And narcissists could care less about that. They don't care anything about that. I can vividly remember one wedding anniversary, and I found out after the fact. Rather than celebrating the wedding anniversary with me, the narcissist went out with his friends And also, I found out later that night, he was on something called Metro Chat Line meeting other women. So us being married didn't mean anything to him. The anniversary of the wedding date didn't mean anything to him. I didn't mean anything to him. What a way to ruin several memories, not only of the wedding day, but also the anniversary date ruined. Anniversary in general just ruined. And to this very day, I have trouble with the date of August 18th. I have to find a way to celebrate that day on my own so that I don't revisit those painful memories of August 18th. It's really sad. It's really traumatizing. It's really sad that the narcissist doesn't understand the magnitude of their behavior, and even if they do, they don't care enough to do anything about it. They don't care about how you feel. Your feelings don't matter. Your feelings aren't valid. If you say anything about you feeling sad or, upset about anything that they may be doing, you know, during these celebratory times, they are telling you you're being too sensitive, you're overreacting, you're being too uptight. All of those things like that, that's what they will say to you. Very dismissive because you really don't matter to them. So going forward, when it comes to you being able to enjoy yourself, to celebrate things, to celebrate occasions and holidays, going forward, you pretty much just have to exclude the narcissist, because if you include them, there's going to be some type of disruption. Some type of disruption of the purpose of your celebration. They're not going to be on board with your celebration, not going to be on board with having any fun, making the best of times with you. They don't care about any of that stuff. So rather than have them ruin the memories, the special memories that you are trying to create, it's best to just exclude them from the picture, period. And if you've already been traumatized by their behavior during these type of events, you have to find a way to cope with that. You have to find a way to smooth it over and rectify it. And for me, with the wedding anniversary, I find a way to love on myself. Each year, August 18th, I find a way to take the pain out of that memory of the wedding day, the anniversary day, and I try to do it, replace it with something that is going to build me up, lift me up. I try to pour into myself, and I try to bring happiness and joy to that day. A day that was previously ruined, I try to make it better. And that's pretty much all you can do going forward. The enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy, and you cannot let him steal your joy. You can't let him steal your peace. You need your joy and your peace to fight on, to make it on another day. Life is already hard as it is. You're already working hard. You try to use holidays and times of celebration to balance that hard work that you put in every day on your job, to balance all of the stresses that come with living life. You try to have that balance there, and the narcissist doesn't even have any sympathy or compassion or care about that either. They don't care about the fact that you're trying to seek happiness in a world of sadness, in a world of evil. They don't care about any of that. And so you have to make it a priority for yourself. You have to care about it for your own well-being. The devil don't like it when you bless like that, but you have to go get your blessing. Lay your hands on your blessing and don't let it go. Don't let them steal it from you. There is nothing wrong with celebrating. Celebrations were done in the Bible. Leviticus 23 and verse number 41. You shall keep it as a feast to the Lord for 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generations. You shall celebrate it in the 7th month. Esther 9 and 21. To establish among them that they shall celebrate yearly the 14th and 15th days of the month of Adar. Celebration is good and right under the Lord. So we cannot let a narcissist come in and ruin celebrations. Celebrations are good for us. Laughter is good medicine for the soul. Philippians 4 and 4. Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I will say, rejoice. Have joy and then have it over again. Do not let the narcissist have you in misery just because they are in misery. Learn to celebrate. Learn to be grateful. Learn to have joy in your heart. And don't allow that enemy to steal your joy. Make every effort you can to celebrate and enjoy yourself. Do not let that enemy win. If the enemy doesn't know how to celebrate, if the enemy doesn't know how to have joy, it's not necessarily your position to teach them, not necessarily your position to make sure or try to insist that they have joy. That is their choice. If they do not want to join you in celebration, then perhaps leave them out of the celebration. Perhaps show them to the door, because as for you and your house, you're going to serve the Lord. Psalms 100, verse 1. Make a joyful shout to the Lord, all ye lands. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come into his presence with singing. Know that the Lord, he is God. Now, that is what we should be doing. We should be having joy when we think about the goodness of God. And we should have moments where we're celebrating the goodness of God. And if the narcissist can't understand that celebration, then it's a sad thing. But you can't sit up and worry about the fact that the narcissist doesn't want to make a joyful noise unto the Lord. They want to make a noise, all right, but they don't want to do it unto the Lord. And you have to wash your hands of that narcissist. You can't allow them to get in the way of you celebrating the goodness of God. Let the narcissist go on about his miserable way, his or her miserable way. And you continue to lift up your hands and praise the Lord. They say misery loves company. Therefore, you cannot allow the narcissist to feel like they are welcomed in your happy place. Ecclesiastes 3, starting at verse number 1. To everything there is a season, and a time for every purpose under heaven. A time to laugh, a time to embrace, a time to gain, a time to keep, and a time of peace. And any type of family celebration that you're having is definitely a time of peace. You cannot allow a narcissist to come in and bring chaos, confusion, disorder, discord when you're trying to have a peaceful celebration. You tell the devil that he is a liar, and you tell him he has to flee. So, chosen ones, do not allow a narcissist to steal the joy out of your celebrations. Do not allow them to bring wickedness to your parties. Do not allow them to bring their negative energy into your positive atmosphere. Shut the enemy all the way down. Shut the enemy all the way out. Take the darkness out of the room, because the only thing that belongs in that room with you celebrating is the marvelous light.